All right. Believe we are live. Welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we are here to review Friday Night SmackDown after SummerSlam. But before we do that, if you don't mind, please hitting the subscribe button, dropping a like, commenting down below, and turning on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. This was the Fallout episode after last weekend's SummerSlam PLE. The show featured some big developments for the Blue brand, especially in the main event of Night 2, after Cody Rhodes had defeated John Cena to win back the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar making his shocking return and attacking the former champion, reigniting their long-standing feud. We also got to see the likes of Tiffany Stratton, Solo Sikoa, and the Wyatt Six retain their respective titles, while Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul also defeated Jelly Roll and Randy Orton. So, what went down? Well, after a recap of what happened at SummerSlam in the main event, Cena made his way to the ring doing his babyface routine. There were loud chants for the former champion as he spoke into the camera. Cena spoke about how the audience is the show and put the fans over a bit to continue cementing his babyface turn. He was definitely sucking up a bit to keep getting chants and seeing the crowd, but it was the kind of thing that Cena can get away with at this point. The former WWE champion got a little emotional when the crowd chanted, "Thank you, Cena." He then switched gears and said Lesnar can come find him if he wants a fight. Logan Paul came out and said Cena is making him sick with the way he's been acting. The social media star said he wanted a match with Cena, but not tonight. He wants it in France, at Clash in Paris. Before he could respond, Cena was blindsided by McIntyre. They stomped him into the mat until Cody Rhodes made a save. Cena accepted Paul's challenge, but he also suggested a tag team match with him and Rhodes versus McIntyre and Paul to take place on this show. While this was pretty paint-by-the-number segment, it did what it needed to do and seemed to have the live crowd reacting accordingly. For this, I'm going to give it a C+, opposed to a C. I think it's respectable to have Cena come back as a babyface because now John Cena is going to run wild, just like how DX did back in 2009, when Cena had mentioned on a Chris Van Vliet podcast, shout out to Chris Van Vliet, by the way, that Cena wanted to do something just like them back in the day. And mind you, at the time, Cena was the champion. Cena was the now, as opposed to DX being the then. This is DX having fun in their last little run. And Cena wanted that. And now Cena's going to get to do that here. And that's what he's going to do with Logan Paul. Logan Paul's the now, Cena's the then, and he's having some fun. It's a little surprising how quickly everyone got back on board with cheering for Cena. But this being his retirement run, it makes sense that the fans are just along for the ride. The crowd booing Paul will never get old. So, by the end of this, I think, with Cena's match confirmed to be with Paul at Clash in Paris, we have already got two matches set up. Clash in Paris, we have Naomi defending the title against La Primera, of course, Stephanie Vakir. And now we have John Cena versus Logan Paul. I'm kind of flustered with words because I think this is a pretty good segment, and you're going to see much more of these later. But now, we get to some tag team action, and again, I praise SmackDown for their tag team efforts. But Raw, step it up. I mean it. Step it up. Every week, you're going to get fucking criticized for not booking your tag team properly. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabian were looking to bounce back after losing at SummerSlam, but they had a big challenge ahead of them to take on, of course, the MFTs, known as, of course, JC Mateo, or Jeff Cobb, and Tola Tonga. Mateo is the widest wide? Wide's it? Okay, I don't know what the fuck they're trying to say. Widest members of the MFT, and Tonga is the tallest. So they dwarfed the Motor City Machine Guns in a conceivable way. Add in Solo and Tongaloa at ringside, and the Guns were at a huge disadvantage. So Sabian and Shelley, having worked all over the world, this was not the first time they had to face these two men. Even with the experience on their side, Motor City Machine Guns were the underdogs throughout the match. The first half was a bit on the slow side since the heels had the upper hand, but once the Guns started building some momentum, their fast-paced style of offense helped make the match more exciting. Sure. Tonga scored the win with a big, massive chokeslam to Sabian. It's too bad it had to happen at the expense of the Guns, but it's good that WWE is giving Mateo and Tonga some wins to build them up a bit. So a B-. Sabin and Shelley both had some areas taped up to sell how they were beaten at SummerSlam in the TLC match. We were almost 30 minutes into the show before the first match got started. Wow. Did WWE really need to show a replay of what happened right before the break? Yeah, honestly, no, they didn't. No, not really. So, Solo also cut a promo after the match saying that they would be they would be tag team champions someday. He said there was nobody to fight him, but Nick Aldis came out and told Sami Zayn would be his opponent for the night, which of course they are in Montreal. So, yeah, great at B-, and I agree. I like that they're building up Tala Tonga and of course JC Mateo or Jeff Cobb, however you want to put it. At the expense of the Guns, I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud that the Guns have to take the brunt of whatever the fuck, of this. It kind of sucks, but I don't know. So I agree with the grading. Well, speaking of what next, well, Sami Zayn got a warm welcome from the Quebec crowd as he came out to take on the United States champion in a non-title bout. The former Bloodline teammates wasted little time getting into the action. They were trading punches shortly after they made contact. Predictably, Solo's crew gave him some assistance with Tonga taking out Zayn with a clothesline while the referee was distracted. Zayn began to make a comeback while he returned from a commercial. He ran through most of the signature moves, but the rest of the MFTs started getting involved to keep Zayn occupied while Solo recovered. So the Street Champ missed a Samoan Spike, only for Zayn to roll him up real quick, and much to the delight of the Montreal crowd, he got the victory. This was a solid match with somewhat surprising outcome, with Sami Zayn beating Solo and escaping real quick. That's crazy. The announcers finally realized it was Loa who is back, not Tama Tonga. Yeah, we haven't seen Tama Tonga yet. But I can tell you what, once Tama Tonga comes back, we can set up that Survivor Series War Games type shit. You know what I mean? Like that can get handled real quick. And they could set up something there. They could definitely set up something there. That would be nice to see. But I think it's nice to have Sami Zayn get the win here. If they're going to be in Canada again next week, I don't know where they're going next week. I know they're going to be in the European. They're going to be up north and in the European circle for a little bit. European tour as they build up to Paris. So I don't know what they're going to do there, but yeah, this was a pretty all right match. I liked it. It was pretty solid, and I hope they keep doing more of these shows. Sami Zayn getting the win was the right call. This can set up a possible feud between just this victory alone can set up a win with Sami Zayn taking on, of course. So let's go for the title. That'd be nice. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. We were celebrating Alexa Bliss's birthday that I think passed. I don't know. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. Charlotte Flair brought Alexa Bliss to the ring to help celebrate their title win and Alexa's birthday. Happy birthday, Bliss. She gave Bliss a doll to be Lily's tag team partner, a blonde doll named Charlie. Okay. Chelsea Green interrupted them, and it led to Nick Aldis booking Chelsea and Charlotte. Well, not really. You see, there's something that Charlotte wanted and was a hug. And as, of course, as Bliss was like, not really, into the hugging thing. But neither was Charlotte. Bliss was almost close, and then Chelsea interrupted. Charlotte said to Bliss that I got one more surprise for you. I got one more gift. It's me whipping Chelsea Green's ass. And Chelsea Green was like, no. And then Nick Aldis made it official. The match got started right after a break and saw the Queen take control with ease. Green took a breather at ringside and hung Charlotte up at the top rope to take over. The match got more competitive as it went, but it never felt like Green stood a real chance against Flair. Even with Alpha Fire and Piper Niven at ringside, the former U.S. champion seemed outmatched. Well, clearly because Charlotte has more experience. The Queen ended up slamming Green's face into some cake. And no, not the cake like your ass. No, actual birthday cake. She had brought for Alexa. This allowed her to put on the figure 8 for the win, and this was pretty basic, and not much happened. But it was designed for comedy, not to be a show-stealing match. And boy, I can't wait to hear what Cornette has to say about this. God damn it. C+. I agree with the grade. Flair and Bliss's tag team is only going to get stronger from here until they break up, which means that right now Charlotte might be looking like the proudest fucking partner she could ever be. Bliss could be the one who turns heel and keep Flair as a babyface, which again would not be a bad idea because they want to give Flair back, the babyface run she should have had with the crowd not fucking making her out to be the villain. So both of these women are great because when they lose those tag team titles, one of them is going to turn heel. Either or is fine because I've said this before, because both of them played heels before, and one of them can work as a heel perfectly, whatever way you want to go. I think they could turn Flair heel, but how many times have you seen Flair be heel opposed to babyface? Not that many times, right? We've seen Alexa Bliss be a heel and a babyface. We've seen her be babyface. We've seen her be heel more times than a babyface. So Flair and her are kind of perfect together until we have her turn heel, which Bliss has been a babyface for I don't know how long. We then got to our main event. Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, John Cena and Cody Rhodes. This week's main event was a tag team match booked during the first segment, so a roundabout show. The match didn't get going until there was only 10 minutes left in the show, so we knew this wouldn't have been very long or had a chance to accomplish much. So Paul and Rhodes started for their teams as chants for Cody filled the arena. The 10-minute time was cut shorter by a commercial break, so it never felt like we got enough out of this match. And why the fuck are you if you have 10 minutes left in the match, why are you going to a fucking commercial break? Paul London or fucking Billy Kidman, one of you motherfuckers are back there. Why are we going to commercial break? Why are we doing this? Why the fuck are we doing this? This is bullshit. I'm glad you brought it back to 2 hours, but come the fuck on. Fuck these goddamn commercials. Jesus. Negative. Fucking minus points. So it never felt like we got fucking for real. Especially Cena's final match in Montreal. Fuck off with these goddamn commercial breaks. You're ruining shit, motherfuckers. Paul ended up causing a DQ by hitting Cena with a low blow. They fought to the backstage arena, leaving Rhodes and McIntyre continuing fighting in the ring. The Scottish Warrior hit Rhodes with the WWE title, which was a good indication that he will be the next challenger for the belt. The show ended with McIntyre Claymore kicking Rhodes so hard that they went through the front of the announce table. So Cena and Rhodes won with a DQ. Cena and Truth had a quick segment backstage to settle their differences. And that was a funny segment there. And R-Truth, Cena pinning out R-Truth to be this bad guy, post as Cena being, what the fuck, motherfucker, you were the bad guy, the fuck? I thought it was pretty cool. Did I miss anything else? Nah, I don't think so. Okay. So, yeah. Figuring that Rhodes and McIntyre would be the next setup for the next feud, this is a perfect setup. This is a perfect way to go out. Cena and Rhodes finally get to go on their own paths, with Cena versing Logan Paul for a side and saving Brock for maybe another big event. Maybe Parth, possibly. Whatever is going to be set up in September, maybe. Whatever, they decide to do. And then Cody Rhodes can feud with McIntyre until they find something to do for him in the meantime. So, honestly, this is good. The minus, to me, comes in, not by the DQ. The DQ finish probably, because of the minus comes in when you fucking have to cut a 10-minute match short because of a fucking commercial break. That takes literally, up to 3 minutes of the time, if not 5. And that's where the minus comes in. The disqualification finish probably needed to happen to set up Cody and fucking Drew, but I'm okay with that. Because even though maybe the DQ wasn't the right call to go, again, it needed to happen because you cut the match short. If you didn't cut the match short, the minus would have came. I would have said the minus is the DQ finish. But nonetheless, an all right match and an all right finish finish and start to a feud between Rhodes and McIntyre. But what was the final word? What was the final score? Well, this week's episode of SmackDown did a little work to set up Clash of Paris. But other than that, it was a pretty forgettable episode. You can honestly skip this one. Kind of sad considering it had to be seen as final matches as the main event and only cut it literally because of a break. The last 10 minutes they had and cut it because of a break. The fact that it was so mediocre, it is kind of sad. So, but Paul and Cena set. McIntyre and Rhodes seems like the lock for the PLE in Paris. With limited spots on this card, there's going to leave a handful of SmackDown champions without a match. The highlight, Solo and Zayn is the highlight of the show, but the tag team match between the Motor Machine Guns, Tonga and Mateo were decent. So C+. And honestly, no. I think it's a C. I honestly think it's a C simply because of what I read right here of cutting a 10-minute match short because you motherfuckers wanted a commercial break. Fuck that. Fuck you guys. This is literally bullshit. A pretty forgettable episode and one that's sad considering Cena's fucking final matches here in Montreal. Wow. You guys are that's messed up. Messed up. Hopefully there was an after SmackDown shit, like something after SmackDown happened to show that fucking like Cena did give a, came back out and said thank you for being here. I love you, Montreal. You can see me in movies after this whole thing is done, but I love you guys. Thank you. And then goodbye. Something after SmackDown like that. So give the Montreal crowd away. I know they're going to probably do that in Springfield when we go. Catch us there. But this episode of SmackDown is pretty forgettable. You can honestly skip it if you don't want to see the, it was pretty forgettable. Nothing that really followed up anything. A video package from the Wyatts, a video package from Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. Something there. I forget when the fuck that happened, but they didn't even mention it. Like, they didn't even fucking mention that, too. Yeah, they didn't even mention Tiffany other than the opening part that I read. So, that's SmackDown for you. I'm back to work next week, so this week has been fun. I'm pretty, I don't know what I was going to say. I got pretty bored during the week, but we had some exciting moments and exciting things to do during this week. I had fun, got out a bit, so can't wait to go back to work and get paid and get money, Clash in Paris will be the 31st of August, the end of August, and I have no work on the 1st of September, so I will give you guys the review on the 1st of September, and you guys will get my predictions on the 28th. Because SmackDown isn't going to... I don't believe SmackDown will set up anything before Clash of Paris. Maybe making a match, a DQ match, whatever. Fucking... Anyway. You can also catch out next week. Yes, next week. Directly next week from today. Next week will be Triple A's Triple Mania 33, I think. And it will be streamed on YouTube. You guys can go check that out next week on YouTube, if you guys have nothing to do. But I will catch you guys next week for the SmackDown summary, and I will be here next Tuesday for the Raw review. So, again, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next week, or next Tuesday for the Raw review.